It happened. I shouldn't say that until I make sure it's actually happening.
So we've had several questions in the last few days. Does Mike ever work? Do you ever work? Do you ever stop working? That's the question.
She's a hard slave driver. Usually from what? I get done by 9 or 10.
At night. Yeah. So Mike here is the one who does 95% of the work for livingonadime.com and all of its Facebook, YouTube, and everything else that it requires. And I just am here to look good for a few minutes. And well, I do a little bit more than that, but really not much. So yes, Michael never stops working. He works at the library, sometimes McDonald's, and he's been working at home lately while we're trying to get this live stuff figured out. So
I can't believe the equipment.
It'll blow up. So today we are doing 10 crockpot recipes. No, we're not doing 10. We're doing 5.
5 of the 10.
5 of the 10. And we'll do the other 5 probably next week or the week after. 5 crockpot recipes for under $5. Now, these are great for summer. It's been really warm here in Colorado. And I know we're not in Louisiana or Florida or Kansas. I totally get that. We have lived in Texas and Kansas. We know what hot is. Yes.
But we're here to save ourselves the misery.
Well, yeah, we're in Colorado to save ourselves the misery.
A lot of those places that we were nice. It's just that I think we've become wimps about the weather after having such nice weather here.
Yeah, and it's been pretty warm, unseasonably warm here in Colorado. So break out the crock pot and start making some recipes that won't heat up your house quite so much, but you can still have a good dinner every night. But
Melody says 95 today. It looks like Tennessee.
Melody? Oh, wow. 95 Melody says. That's, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm in Colorado. It's been 95 here, actually, the last, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 3 weeks, I think. It's been between 90 and 98, and that's really high for here. That's
especially since we were still getting snow into the late part of May, and then
Yes.
suddenly it went to 95.
Yeah, like the 20th of May or something, we got snow, so we don't even feel like we had spring really yet. So the 5 crockpot recipes. Sarah says Colorado is bipolar. Yeah, Colorado's weather is bipolar.
Poor Cheryl, she said it's 105.
Oh my. See, now
We
that's...
should share the popsicle recipes today.
Change to popsicles. Okay, so I'm doing 5 crockpot recipes for under $5. And Mike is going to put the links in here. But the first one is 3 ingredient tacos. And this one is so easy. It's just, you dump it in the crock pot and just let it cook. So it is, let me make sure I have my ingredients right.
Should I send it to the individual one or to the page that has all 10?
To the all 10. This is just boneless, skinless chicken breasts. You don't have to use boneless, skinless. You can use thighs or whatever you want. It's at the top. Whatever you want or have on hand. You can even use leftover chicken if you want. And would you stop? Mike's scrolling up and down on my notes and he's making me seasick.
More entertainment. Just...
Okay, so 3 ingredient chicken tacos is boneless, skinless chicken breasts, taco seasonings, and Rotel tomatoes. So the Rotel tomatoes are just tomatoes that have peppers in them, and you get it in the Mexican food section. And you can use homemade taco seasoning, and we have a recipe for that. That Mike's going to put a link up here, but you can use homemade taco seasoning. That's perfectly fine. And if you don't have Rotel tomatoes, you could use like stewed tomatoes or diced tomatoes. Yep, that's it. Diced tomatoes that have that are just plain, and then put in a little bit of jalapenos or something like that to spice it up a little bit if you want it spicy. If you don't want it spicy, then you don't have to. Then you just put that in your crock pot, let it simmer on low, And then at dinner time, just serve it with, of course, taco shells or Spanish rice. Let's see, did I put our Spanish rice on there? I think I have our Spanish rice on there. You can look it up. I don't think I put it on there.
Okay.
You could serve it with Spanish rice, or you could even do, like we have, sliced cucumbers, sliced peppers, carrots, that kind of thing, that I just serve with ranch dressing on the side for our raw vegetables. Or you could do cooked vegetables, but you know, that's a pretty easy, quick dish. Takes, man, not even 5 minutes to throw together. We're talking
tacos?
Yeah.
And they're delicious too.
He loves them.
I would say I'm a picky eater, but I'm not really that much anymore. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Gonna get to see the smackdown on the camera.
Go there. Mr. I don't like tomatoes, but I like them on Mexican food, but I don't like them chopped this way.
Yeah.
It's no wonder I'm dazed and confused. Our next recipe is the Crockpot bean Gula. And the recipe is in Dining on a Dime cookbook. Bacon, celery, onion, 2 cups of cooked beans, pork and beans, a can of pork and beans, vinegar, mustard, barbecue sauce, sugar, and brown sugar. And that sounds like it's like a huge thing, but it's really simple. You just throw all this together and you put it in the crock pot on low for 1 to 2 hours. Now what's great about this crock pot recipe is can be made all day long, and that's perfectly fine if you want to throw it in before you go to work. But if you're like me and you plan dinner, 15 minutes before dinner, this is really good recipe for you to just throw in your crock pot, at 3 o'clock, and then it will be ready by 5. And then, if you could put our easy cornbread recipe up there, I forgot to put the link so you have to look it up. Then you can just serve this with our easy cornbread, and this is our #1 cornbread recipe. Everybody loves it, and it's in Dining on a Dime on page 360. If you have the book, that's where you find it.
And that's everyone?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you like this recipe?
Yes.
Everybody loves this recipe, and it is a sweet cornbread. It is not a savory cornbread, but it is a sweet cornbread. And this is in our, let's see, it's on the other side. This is in our mixes and jar mixes recipes section of our book, because this can be made as a gift also. And so we've even got the little gift tags that you can copy on your copier and just cut out and put on there also. Let's see, the next recipe is garlic roasted chicken. And this one is pretty simple. Can you put the recipe up there for me right there?
For which one?
Garlic roasted chicken. Okay, this is another favorite. Do you like this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he likes this one. He loves chicken though. We pretty much eat a lot of chicken. So this one is a whole chicken with salt and pepper, paprika. I lost my thing there. Minced garlic, butter, and chicken broth. Yeah, that would be weird to make barbecue sauce with it. Then what you do is you rub the chicken, you can go ahead, with, and you can put a little bit of oil if you want, but you rub the chicken with the minced garlic, and you can even stuff some garlic under the skin, and that will infuse the meat a little bit more. And then salt and pepper it, and if you want a little bit of paprika, you can. And then throw it in the crock pot with chicken broth. I don't always have chicken broth, so I just throw in a half cup of water and put it on low for 6 to 8 hours, or high for 4 or 5 hours. And then you have your garlic roasted chicken. If you're just joining us, we're doing 5 crockpot recipes for $5. This is Tara from Living on a Dime, and this is Michael, and we're sharing some of our meals that we cook for under $5. And I really do spend $5 for our family of 7 for these meals. So these are things that I cook all the time. I'm not just throwing out random numbers. I really do cook for this amount. Our next one is barbecue beef stew recipe. Now this one is another just throw it in there and let it cook. And this one is best if you can let it cook for 8 or 10 hours to let the flavors all kind of get mixed in together. This one is stew meat, onion, green pepper, garlic, salt, pepper, beef stock, tomatoes, mushrooms, and barbecue sauce. And what you do is you throw it all in the crock pot and mix it well. And then right before serving, you can thicken it with a quarter of a cup or a half a cup, depending on, quarter of a cup to a half a cup of water to 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And, 30 minutes before serving, just stir that in and bring it back to a boil and it'll thicken for you. This one's really good for leftover roast, or if you have leftover round steak, any leftover kind of beef that you have. So brisket, anything like that. Who has leftover brisket? But if you happen to have leftover brisket, this would be a really good one. And then you can just serve it with cornbread or dinner rolls if you want. The next one, although those really wouldn't be the best idea, I guess, if you're trying to save on heat in the summer. But what we do is we eat it with rice because we're gluten-free. So we just throw on a pot of rice or warm up leftover rice. We'll cook a big pot of rice and use it for 2 or 3 days. Keep it in the refrigerator and use it for 2 or 3 days and warm it up. So
all the kids love it, and it works with all kinds of meals, so they can just throw it in the bowl.
Yeah, so what we would do with the barbecue beef stew is we would throw some rice in our bowl and then put this over top is how we would serve it. So if you have gluten-free people in your family, this is a great recipe for that, because actually all of these recipes are gluten-free. They're all gluten-free now that I think about it. So you could use all of these, the chicken tacos, the bean goulash, the roasted chicken, the barbecue beef stew, and my next one, the Crockpot stuffed peppers, are all gluten-free. So if you have that issue, then these are all great recipes for you, and you can do it for under $5. Everybody says, oh, I don't want to eat gluten-free because it's so expensive. It's not true. Actually, gluten-free is pretty easy to do. You just pretty much substitute rice or corn for whatever you were eating that was wheat. So, any questions?
Somebody says it's impossible with Canadian grocery prices. Betty.
Yes. So here's the deal. Everyone says that with Canadian prices. I totally get that. But it's a give and take. So you have, from what I understand, you have free medical in Canada, which you pay for in your taxes. But, every place has its give and take. So you may have higher food prices, but you have lower medical costs. Or you may have higher housing costs, but you have lower utilities. We moved from Kansas to Colorado, and the houses are a lot higher, a lot more expensive, at least double. But what we saved from moving from Kansas on utilities is what we are spending on our house. So yes, it's a give and take, but just don't say I can't do it. This is still, even in Canada, this is still a very inexpensive meal. So it may cost you $7 or $10 in Canada, but these are still very inexpensive meals. So you may not be able to do it for $5, but you may be able to do it for $7 to $10. So don't just write off these ideas saying you can't do it. Yes.
We had Levi and Missy asked, do you have an easy formula to find out the cost per serving of recipes? Like how to convert price, like half a cup sour cream, which is 4 ounces spread across.
No, there's no easy way. When I do it, I just take the sour cream and how much I paid for it and divide it by ounces and then add up how many ounces I need. So no, I don't. Sorry.
I'm not sure which thing is, but Melody's saying preach it.
Preach. Oh, for the prices. Yeah. And that's one thing that really frustrates Mom and I, and Mike, is people say, well, I just can't do this because I can't do it for $5. so what? If it's still cheaper to do $10 instead of $20, then do it. So don't just write it off because your prices are higher.
A number of people have asked if we're ever going to be cooking these live.
Yeah.
That should be entertaining.
Are you guys sure you want to see me cooking live? Because I kid you not. Let's see, what time is it? 30 minutes ago, I was just cleaning I was just cleaning my pan that I was cooking sausage for dinner 2 nights ago, and the entire house was filled with smoke because I accidentally put my burner on high. I thought I had it on low, and I put it on high, and the boys came running in and said, "Mom, the kitchen's on fire!" I'm like, oh great, now what did I do?
She actually cooks really well, but
I do.
But mostly I think the chronic fatigue syndrome gets in the way, and she'll forget she's cooking.
Yeah.
She'll walk away for a second, and then we won't remember until the smoke detectors don't go off anymore.
Yeah, we're having smoke detector issues because the house will be filled up with smoke and the smoke detectors won't be going off, which is not good. But anyway, that's a whole other story. So our last, I totally got off. Yes, I'm going to be cooking live. We're trying to get our setup figured out for these live shows with the mics and the cameras so that I can do that. But we have to get our system set up first. So yes, we will do that.
Tammy's giving your cooking secrets away.
Oh no, is my cousin on the... Hey, no comments from the family.
Somebody asked about somebody was commenting on your nail polish and the towels behind you.
Okay, you like my nail polish? I matched my lipstick. See? Didn't mean to, but I did. Isn't that pretty? Thank you. This is from a company called Paula's Choice, and I really like it. It's pretty. And the towels Mom made me for Christmas one year. I used to do embroidery myself, but with my fibromyalgia, my hands hurt too bad, and so Mom made those for me. Yes, aren't they pretty? See? They're lovely. Okay.
Nobody's asking what kind of crockpot do you use.
Oh, okay. Don't get me started on crockpots. If you go back to our YouTube channel about a week ago, I did a rant on a new crockpot I got.
But it wasn't a crockpot.
It was. Oh, excuse me. I apologize, Crockpot. It wasn't a Crockpot brand crockpot. It was a slow cooker from Rival. And I got that for Christmas, and I hate it. So I am actually looking for a new slow cooker, and I don't have a particular brand yet, but several people said that, or no, excuse me, mine was from Hamilton Beach. Everyone said they loved their Rivals, so you might try a Rival slow cooker. I got a Hamilton Beach, and I hate it. I'm furious with the thing. The lid does not stay on. Go check my rant on that, I don't know, 6 or 8 shows ago on YouTube. Our last $5 crockpot recipe is stuffed peppers. If we can find, keep going, you're almost there. One more, whoa, there, you just passed it. Oh, okay.
Good, I got it together.
You got it. So for the stuffed peppers, you're going to use bell peppers, ground beef, onions, diced tomatoes, rice, Worcestershire sauce, salt, pepper, cheese, and water. And what you do for this is you combine the ground beef, onions, diced tomatoes, rice, Worcestershire sauce, salt, and pepper. And then you cut out the inside, the stem of the bell pepper. And then you put a little bit of this mixture of the beef mixture inside each pepper and then put it in your crock pot and let it cook for 6 to 8 hours. And then about 15 minutes before you... My brain stopped. 15 minutes before you serve it, sorry. You sprinkle the cheese on top and let it get melted.
People are going to say, wait, you were talking and then all of a sudden... It didn't say buffering, but sorry, go ahead.
My brain is buffering, sorry. And the stuffed peppers is kind of a, not a different recipe, but a recipe that people don't make a lot. And it looks like, oh wow.
Lisa says she makes really good stuffed peppers and bacon wrapped jalapeno peppers.
Oh, yum. Yeah, that would be really good to do that. Northwest Homesteader says, how well do these freeze? I'm the only one in my family of 6 that loves bell peppers. They freeze really well, actually. And what you can do is you can do it a couple of ways. You could cook them all and then freeze them, cool them first and then freeze them. Or you could make all the peppers up and freeze the uncooked peppers individually and then cook them as you want. It just depends. Some people prefer, freshly cooked over microwaves, that kind of thing.
Cheeky Saber says, I know your niece is vegan. Do you have any vegan crockpot recipes?
No, I don't.
She's vegan, and she was actually talking about doing something like that eventually.
We were thinking about having her on there. I'm not a real big proponent of the vegan diet, but she makes mostly smoothies and stuff, and things like, what are those? Bean burgers. I think she makes a lot of bean burgers and stuff like that, so she will do that. Christina, do you have to cook the filling first for the peppers? No, you do not have to cook the filling first for the peppers. Let's see.
You already talked about freezing because somebody else said something.
Oh, yes, you can freeze them. And Lisa wants to know on low. Yes, you can cook those on low, or if you're in a hurry, you could cook them on high for 3 to 4 hours instead. That would be fine for the peppers. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, Jeremy and Shannon said it's around $40 for the family to eat at McDonald's.
Jeremy and Shannon, how many people are you feeding for $40 at McDonald's?
Well, if you eat value meals and stuff, you don't have to feed that many people.
Wow, okay.
Because
we spend like, what, $15, $20?
I think we might have gotten up that high.
Maybe. We don't even usually spend $20 for 7 of us. Or, well, usually it's 6 of us at McDonald's. So I just about had a cow for that. Let's see. Any other questions? Okay, so that's our 5 crockpot recipes for $5 for this week. So Mom and I love, this is a little side note here. Whoops, where's the front? Okay, so Mom and I love to collect these old recipe books and old, look at my Betty Crocker, old cookbooks and those kinds of things. And it's so fun reading these. Here's another one from New Fashioned, Old-Fashioned Ideas from 1948. So this must be from Arm & Hammer. So this is a little cookbook from Arm & Hammer. So today I wanted to read you guys a couple of tips. So this is from, oh dear, it's falling apart. This is, okay, so the top is kind of messed up, but this is Recipe of the Month magazine. And this is, I think, from Rawleigh products. It's multi-level marketing that they used to do a long time ago. They still have it, and actually, go to Amazon and see if they have the salve.
Which salve, the Rawleigh?
Yeah. If they have, let's see. So they actually have a really good salve. You'll have to start the salve. That I just love. Oh, there. Put that up there so they can see. So if you have like little wounds and stuff that, like you're needing something that's like, what am I trying to say? Neosporin type things, but this works a whole lot better. I just love it. So this is my favorite salve here that we use, and it came from this Rawleigh company that's been around for years. My grandparents used to sell it, and that's where I got it from. This is an affiliate link on our Amazon site, but you don't have to buy it here, but that you can see where or what it looks like, so you can look it up for yourself. But anyway, so I want to read a couple of these tips and tricks from, I think this is 1935. So right there, 1935. Some kid, this was not my kid. My kid would not do this. But some kid got a hold of this before we got it. But you can see up here, 1935. So this one's 1935. All right, so in letting your husband's discarded felt hat come between the table, couch, and chair legs and the floor, you'll find that many scratches and noises will be spared. Just cut a piece of felt from the hat, making it the exact size necessary to fit the object. Then glue it on, and 'twill vex you never again by sliding over a slick floor. 'Twill scratch no more, 'twill sound no more. Should I take your felt hat and cut it up here?
Yeah.
That's a great But actually, that's a good idea if you just go to Walmart or something and get a piece of 20-cent felt and put it on the bottom of your chairs. That's actually a really good idea to keep from, having all the noise and everything. And then your chairs will slide easier, so you're not scraping and everything. Let's see. How many times a day do you pick up a hot metal spoon that has been left for only a second too long in the saucepan over the flame? Mrs. Paul Patterson of Elgin, Illinois says that she possesses several inexpensive wooden spoons, and wooden spoons can't get hot and can't burn her fingers. A good idea. So what's your opinion on wooden spoons burning?
Oh yeah, you can. I've seen it happen. Actually, lots of things go up in flames that normally don't, like teapots and stove elements.
I thought that was great for me because I always have, one time I left my wooden spoon and they do burn. So be careful. Now mine was actually on the element and it started smoking. So it wasn't just in the pot. If you leave it in the pot, it'll be okay. But
on the element, though, we were able to put it out. It just had it looked like a cigarette burn on it from the element.
And I used it for another, 5 or 10 years. Okay, here's the last one. Ever try to whittle a candle down to fit a candlestick? Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Ever happen to make the candle just the right size and then find that it still wobbled in the candlestick? No, not really, but then here's a hint which will give you a new light on the subject. Dip the large end of the candle in hot water and melt off the excess tallow. Then fit it into your candlestick. The melted end will have kept its roundness. It will fit snug and firm. It will stand straight and stalwart in the candlestick. There you go. So if you need to get your candle into the candlestick, just put it in hot water so you can melt off the excess tallow. There you go. So I just thought, I think we're going to start sharing some of these tips because Mom and I love these, and some of them are pretty funny. Like this cookbook from, although, by the way, while I'm reading this last recipe, put your questions up there, and I'll start answering them as soon as I'm done with this last recipe.
Can I interrupt for just a second?
Yeah.
Robert says wood burning is good for the barbecue taste.
Well, this is true. Yes, that would be good. You're right. So this one comes from the official recipe book, What to Eat and How to Cook It, Win the War in the Kitchen. And this is from January 1918. And they put this out to help housewives conserve so that they could what? Save the fat, sugar, and meats for the soldiers in World War I. And so in this one it says how to cook possum. You want to have possum for dinner tonight?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl.
That's our favorite show. If you know what that's from, give us a thumbs up and comment. The first person to tell me where that's from, I'll send you a cookbook. I'll send you our quick and easy on a dime right here. The first person to tell me where that's from, right here. And what was the saying again?
It was, hi, I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl.
We love that show. So if you tell me where it is, I'll send you a quick and easy.
Oh, let's see. Looks like Cindy was the first.
Ah, Cindy, you got it.
But Christina also gave us a thumbs up.
Newhart is our favorite show. We love that show. We're watching it again right now. We watch it like, I don't know, once a year? Once every 2 years?
It's pretty mellow.
It's our favorite one, yeah. Okay, so give us our questions. Cindy, email me at editor@livingonadime.com and I'll send you, give me your address and I'll send you a book. Possum. So for a possum tonight. So,
yeah, no.
Dress the possum, disjoint, remove excess fat. Marinate pieces overnight in vinegar and lemon juice, season with salt, marjoram, thyme, parsley, and other seasonings. You would probably need a lot of seasonings for that. Remove from liquid, dredge in flour, sear in hot fat, cover with boiling water, and cook until tender.
People that are just going to cut in on this are going to say, what kind of a show is this?
We're cooking possum today. 1 hour before the end of cooking period, add carrots, turnips, and a bit of onion cut into cubes. 1/2 hour before the end of cooking time, add potatoes cut into cubes. I think we should try that.
Yeah.
I think I saw one on the side of the road.
I'm thinking I'm with Cheeky Saber now. I'm going vegetarian.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so those are our tips and tricks from the beginning of the last century. No, not the last century. Yeah, wait a minute. Am I getting my centuries right? Yeah, the beginning of the last century. So, okay, do we have any questions real quick before we go?
We did have one lady say, Angela said, I have 2 very picky kids who love chicken nuggets, so what's my best choice without hormones? So I'm assuming she's asking if she uses the hormone-free chicken, how can she make good chicken nuggets?
Oh, okay. Michael put a chicken, we have a chicken tenders recipe on there on livingonadime.com. We have
Too slow.
the chicken tenders, and all you do for that recipe is take the chicken tenders recipe and just cut it into small nugget size pieces. So I don't know, what size is that? Quarter size pieces, $half size pieces, and cook it the same exact way, just cut it into smaller pieces. Here's the recipe for you. And we love this recipe at our house. We actually eat it a lot. Ellie loves to make it.
No, Monica, we weren't serious. That was a total joke.
Yeah, Monica, we were joking.
I knew somebody was going to cut in and hear that.
Marcia, are we making fun of Southerners? No, we're making fun of Larry, Daryl, and Daryl.
So
we love Larry, Daryl,
actually, I'm from the South. So,
yeah.
But the Larry, Daryl, and Daryl are from the Newhart, the show
Our
called
favorite
Newhart,
show.
and they're the funniest guys on there, and they're actually funny.
Yeah, they're funny. So go on YouTube and watch Bob Newhart after you're done watching us, of course. Okay, let's see. Any other questions?
I think not. Just a lot of people having a debate about possum. So.
Let's see. Talking about the war in the kitchen, do you kick each other out depending on who's cooking?
So
no.
This conversation over here was about Emily cooking vegan and separately from our regular cooking.
Oh, okay. Robert wants to know. No, not really, because she's working now, so she's never home at dinner very much. So we kind of are back and forth. But I mean, if she wants to be vegan, that's fine. I personally, oh brother, I don't really want to get into this.
Not.
I personally am not, and I personally do not believe it's a good diet to be on. But if you choose to do that, that's your prerogative. You know, it doesn't matter to me. And so, yeah, so we just let her eat what she wants. And I do cook some vegan recipes. Like I'll cook potato salad, and she'll just use her vegan mayonnaise instead. And we'll make, like broccoli salad or, vegetables and that kind of thing. So usually she can eat most of the side dishes and that kind of thing that we cook when we do eat together anyway. So, yeah. Let's see. Any other questions?
Pork livers and cornbread. You'd probably like that.
Ooh, pork livers and cornbread.
Sorry.
I love liver.
We
As a
should
matter
have
of
warned
fact,
the vegan people ahead of time.
yeah.
Sorry.
I'm making liver for lunch for me, actually. My doctor said I have to start eating it once a week for the B vitamins. So,
looks like that's pretty much it.
okay. All right. Tomorrow, let's see. What am I doing tomorrow? Oh, yeah. Tomorrow, I am talking about my plantar fasciitis and how I cured it. Now, cure is a strong word, but I am using that word because after 15 years of horrible pain, I have actually cured it. And I'm going to tell you how I did that tomorrow. And it's really super easy. But if you have plantar fasciitis, you're going to want to join in because it is painful. It is very painful. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And then Saturday, Mike and I are going to be on talking about family fun when you don't have any money. And traditions that we do in our family that aren't necessarily fun, but they're traditions, and the kids really like them, and kind of, I'm not saying this right, but they're just traditions that we do as a family all the time, and it's more than just saying prayer, saying grace before dinner. These are other things like
things we do for fun with the kids that they really remember as awesome and wonderful later. And they don't remember us spending money on them on other occasions.
Yes.
And things that just make them feel more bonded as a family.
Yeah.
And things that we all love and look back on and say,
yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. Laura wants to know, do I have any good tips on fibromyalgia? Laura? Well, just grin and bear it. No, I'm just kidding. My number one tip is when you're having a flare, take an Alka-Seltzer. An Alka-Seltzer always perks me up and helps me with that. That is what I take personally when I'm having a flare, is an Alka-Seltzer. I did a video go look on our YouTube channel and type in fibromyalgia on the search, because I did a video not that long ago on my chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia.
Sorry.
Let's see. Can you go to our YouTube? Maybe Mike can find it on our YouTube channel. I don't know.
Fibromyalgia?
Yeah.
You can just, well, you can't put the link in on, that's on Facebook, yeah. We can add it after the video.
Okay. I'll put it in, I'll try and find your message and put it in there. But go to YouTube, search Living on a Dime. That's our channel.
It's youtube.com/Living on a Dime. Or you can just go there and search it.
There you go. And we have a fibromyalgia video that I did, and a chronic fatigue syndrome, and the things that I do to help me. I am not cured by any means, but these are things that keep me from being mostly dead to being semi-alive. So yeah, we do. Those are the kinds of things that I do. Okay, any other last questions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
A lot of people talking about getting together as a family, so join us. Oh, somebody's asking about Grandma.
Oh, how's Wendy? Wendy wants to know how my grandmother is doing. She's doing pretty well. She tore a muscle in her hip, but she's being stubborn and not wanting to do physical therapy, but we're going to try and get her to go. But she's Greek, so she has a stubborn side to her. I did not get that at all, did I?
No. Not at all.
Yeah, I can be a little stubborn too. But anyway, she's doing better. She came home from the hospital like the day after when they found out it was just torn and not broken. So, yes.
Monica asks what time I think she's meeting is the show Saturday.
The time tomorrow is noon. We try to do noon Monday through Friday, and Saturday at 6 p.m.
And Saturday is 6 p.m. And that's
Mountain time.
Daylight, Mountain time. So.
Mountain Daylight Time, because we're in Colorado, and I'm confused enough as it is, so I'll let you decide what time it is where you are. So
we had somebody from Spain and from Greece checking in.
Ooh, hey, maybe it's family. We don't know it. My great grandfather, so my grandmother that was just hurt, her dad came over from Greece as an immigrant, came through Ellis Island too. So yeah, so I am part Greece. All right, we will see you guys later. Please subscribe. Please subscribe and share this with your friends. We really need the encouragement to keep going some days, please. And you can check out our books, Dining on a Dime, Quick and Easy Menus, and Menus on a Dime. These are the menus that go with our Dining on a Dime cookbook. 1,200 recipes and tips to help you save money on your grocery bill. And we will see you tomorrow. Right? All right. Have a good day, guys.